Hello everyone, and welcome back to Video Games Are the Worst Thing on Earth. I'm Alton. With me as always is Reese.
Hello.
And joining us as always is Kay. Hey Kay, how's it going?
Hey.
Everyone's being very sexy for some reason. I guess
That's right.
We've just spontaneously decided that.
No, this is the episode where we talk about the horny.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the sexy episode. We're all fucking.
We put a kibosh on horny ever since the last episode where we talked about the saga where Master Chief's suit jacks him off. But now we're talking about horny once again, thanks to a renowned and respected series, Resident Evil.
We were in an anti-horny vigil ever since we found out that Master Chief's suit doesn't jack him off.
Mm-hmm.
We were just really upset us, and we're like, we're never going to be horny again. But something has awakened us.
That's right. And we thought it would be a good idea just to go through. You know, we usually have a segment on here called the Salt Mines where we read off people being like incredibly salty to just insignificant things. This time, it's more like we're looking at all the people who's asking for the vampire mommy to step on them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It might hit a little bit close to home for some of us, because apparently Kay has been horny posting about the Resident Evil vampire lady. Kay, would you like to explain your crimes?
Well, I would like to say in my defense, before I am put in before the firing squad,
Before
that
you were bonked by the meme dog for being horny.
Before I am bonked to death, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I did so from a place of ironic reverence.
That's right, folks. Irony. It gets you out of anything. It's like saying in Minecraft when you want to kill the president.
Boom.
Boom. I wasn't horny. I was being ironic.
That's how all those SS officers got to Brazil.
So I do not count myself amongst them, but yeah, as you alluded to, the foot people have really gotten kind of out of hand in the wake of this event.
Let's just jump straight into it. Let's look at some of these fucking incredible tweets. I've posted a few of them. I've got this one here from @ArtsyCams, who says, "I want the tall vampire lady from Resident Evil Village to step on me."
Yeah,
which I think is a very common sentiment, surprisingly, or I guess unsurprisingly.
It's an evolution in expression of horny thought. I would say in the past 5 years that whenever you're attracted to somebody, you just type out, "I want this person to rip me limb from limb."
Mm-hmm.
And I think we are seeing a renaissance of that with Countess I don't know how to pronounce her name. Demestru, something like that.
I'm not even sure.
Listen, her official canonical name is just Vampire Mommy.
Okay, very Countess Vampire Mommy.
And it's been such a craze. And I just we're gonna get into the official response from the Resident Evil developers soon, because that's going to be a hoot. But here's another tweet from Philip DeFranco on February 1st. "Half my timeline is politics/stock market talk, and the other half really wants tall vampire lady to step on them."
Oh, that was a hell of a week, man.
I know.
I don't think we're ever gonna get such a beautiful week this year again this year. It's all gonna be just like dog shit, bad things happening. but stonks and just the mommy's aunts was chef's kiss.
Absolutely.
Who would like to read this official response from Resident Evil Games?
I would.
Okay,
all right.
Go ahead, Reese.
So, Resident Evil, Capcom got wind of what's going on over here in America.
Mm-hmm.
And they tweeted, "Your love for Lady Dimitrescu is loud and clear. Here's a message from RE Village art director Tomonori Tanako, along with a very curious fact you may have wondered about. Hello, everyone. I'm Tomonori Tanako. art director on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to use this opportunity to publicly reflect on the outpouring of positivity we've received.
Yeah, that's
from the
definitely what's been pouring out.
our latest
White and
announcement.
sticky positivity.
As a representative of the development team, thank you to all the fans who continue to follow us. Most recently, Lady Vampire Mommy and her daughters have received a fair amount of attention, far more than we anticipated. It's great that they're able to take the spotlight as icons of Resident Evil Village. Lady Vampire Mommy especially has received much fanfare, both domestically and overseas, which has made all of us in the development team extremely happy. I hear her height is something of interest.
Good God.
If you include her hat and high heels, she's 2.9 meters, approximately 9 feet 6 inches tall. These bewitching vampire characters are relentless in their pursuit of Ethan, and I can't wait for you to meet them yourselves when you enter Castle, whatever, in May.
Dimitrescu?
Dimitrescu?
Dimitrescu. I think Vampire Mommy is
Castle Vampire Mommy in May.
That's such a fucking good name.
It's so good. I love it. And I am a massive Resident Evil fan.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to me that Resident Evil 7 has this absolutely disgusting set of characters in 7 that are, I really like it, but it's like vile, like back and forth. And in this one, they're just like, what if we made it horny? What if we just went weird? And it seems like there's a lot of gross stuff in the game, but like the mommy is definitely horny. And then she's got the 4 daughters. And I don't know if you actually watched the trailer, but they're like running around and squealing like, man, blood. They're excited. So I cannot wait for the energy that is, I think it is going to psychically destroy this country, and I welcome it.
Yeah, it definitely is like crypto horny. You know what I mean? It's like they're like, this is going to be horrifying. This is going to be so gross and disgusting. And then people are just like, yes, I love it. Step on me.
And it's so funny too, because nothing in Resident Evil has been horny. Like sometimes there's some like stupid video game outfits, but there's never anything actually like that's an attempt at sexy. It's always like very wooden kind of performance stuff.
Yeah.
And then at 8, they're just like, what if this one we just went all the way? And I don't know. It's I don't think I'm ready.
Do you think it was intentional?
Yes. Absolutely. I just want to say, like, even before getting into her height, like, they made her so thick. All right. Like, there's nothing really, like, she gets like weird like blade fingers at one point, but the other, like, that's, pretty surface level. There's nothing really like grotesque or unattractive about her. Like, they definitely did this on purpose. And then the decision to make her 10 feet tall, that's just sort of a divine inspiration right there, isn't it? Just sort of, some artists are touched by God,
It was on purpose.
There's not God touching them. They're definitely touching themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think they were really expecting for this to hit home in this way.
They like saw the hulking ghoul from like PT, and they're like, well, this is a vampire, so we can't make them look all weird and gross like a ghoul, but we do want them to be intimidating, so let's make her 9 foot 6 inches tall.
Yeah. I think there's a decent chance that these characters may not have featured as heavily in the game as they are going to when it is released. I think it's possible they're making some changes after this.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
Response.
I mean, it's like, from the gameplay footage we have seen, there's like a big chunk of the game happens in the village part of the game.
Yeah.
Like the demo that they showed was in the mansion, but
every Resident Evil game has like very discrete parts, and usually they don't have a lot to do with each other. And I bet that there's a castle part of the game that these characters feature very heavily, and then it's one or two cutscenes after that.
Right. Well, I would just like to read some more of the comments in response to that are appreciating this. From Platonic at Platonic Games, we're curious, what size are her feet?
I warned you, the foot guys. God damn it.
Yeah, and this is the official account of Platonic, the creators of Ukulele.
Oh my god.
So this is a checkmark account asking what size the vampire mommy's feet are.
You'll have to buy the game to find out.
Oh my god. Look at this. Somebody's replying with just somebody with like a belt around their neck, just choking themselves with a VR helmet on. Just like, oh my god. Oh yeah, and if you click on it, it shows it's like the top image is like where the vampire lady's like holding someone up by their throat, and the bottom image is somebody choking themselves with a belt and the VR helmet on. Jesus Christ. People got goddamn horny about this.
Yeah. Let's see. Markiplier is in the comments just saying 9'6". Oh my god.
This tweet has 185,000 likes.
So it's fair to say that this has awakened something on Twitter. Like this has clearly been the awakening for a whole group of people. It's like I've seen people I've never seen horny post before being like, I want the vampire mommy to choke me. You are witness to a great becoming of people becoming horny. Fuck.
I mean, it's like the Resident Evil mod scene is already one of the most depraved places on the internet. Just like do not go to Nexus Mods and look for anything unless you want to find out there's a pregnant Jill mod or something.
Oh my god.
But I'm not ready. I'm really just not ready for what this is going to unleash.
It's going to be quite a lot.
I'm going to say I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I've been training my whole life for vampire mommy.
Yeah, I'm ready for whatever's gonna happen.
I want to see Kay's tweet. About it before we move on.
My tweets weren't that colorful. In one of them, just from memory, in one of them I just say, so I am going to be playing Resident Evil 8 when it comes out. That was like right after the trailer dropped.
Oh yeah, not to be horny on main, but I will be playing Resident Evil Village when it comes out.
Yeah, that's it.
One of your responses is adding tall vampires to your CIA dossier.
Excellent.
All right, so who's ready to move on to our next topic? We have a fun episode for everyone today because we just want to take a break from some of the more serious conversations. And we really want to get into some of like the most absurd things that we've seen on the internet recently. All right, so Reese introduced me to this, and when he told me, I was like, "What?" So Reese, why don't you give us an introduction to this topic?
Okay, so I have a problem in that I play World of Warcraft sometimes,
Yeah.
And I saw this. I was looking over like boss guides for like the raid for the new expansion, and I was like, no. And then like I saw more people post about it, and it's like there's no other way. It can be anything else. They made Cumtown a raid boss in WoW.
Incredible.
Sticking with our vampire theme, the raid takes place in a vampire castle, and one of the fights is called the Council of Blood. A liquid. The other most important liquid other than cum. And you fight Baroness Frida, Castellan Nicholas, and Lord Stavros. And if you're unfamiliar, there's a podcast called Cumtown, which is quite popular. It's very off-color, likes to use slurs a lot as their punchline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hosted by Adam Friedland, Nick Mullen, and Stavi Baby. I don't know his name.
Stavros Halkias.
Yeah, and
It's my turn to admit I have a problem. I've listened to Come Town.
I just think to me, it's much funnier that Come Town exists than it is to actually listen to it.
Right. But I looked into this after Reese told me. I couldn't fucking believe it. And when I did a quick Google search on like I think it's like on the IGN message board or something, like there was a thread called LOL, they put the host of Come Town in World of Warcraft. And the first post is by Rommel McDonnell, a picture of Erwin Rommel, photoshopped to look like Ronald McDonald. They're even named after a bodily fluid, and they made Adam a girl and suggest you kill him first. Lol. And the first, and as far as I'm aware, only response to this thread was some guy called Gwyn said, "What?" Just
and it's really true. In the dynamic, Adam is lowest on the totem pole, and they always call him a woman. They always make fun of him, and
they always say he's gay.
He's a bug. That's my favorite Adam joke. And that's and it just
this is like the core demographic is Nazi clowns. So it's so perfect that this is who posted it.
Oh my god! So yeah,
and then the reaction from somebody who doesn't know what Come Town is, you just what?
I can't. I mean, the people who know what Come Town is and/or who play WoW, their minds are blown out through the back of their skull right now, and everyone else, is like, what the fuck are you talking about? You freak!
So I've never listened to Come Town or played WoW because I respect myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess all I have to say is, are you telling me there's a whole town made of cum?
That's right. Cum,
yeah.
Cum. There's a cum village. Grounds made of cum. Houses made of cum.
Is that like Capcom HQ or?
No. It's gonna be my room after I play Resident Evil: The Village.
No, it's even worse. It's Brooklyn, New York.
But yeah, one thing to point out is that we have a Council of Blood quick tips in Castle Nathria. So they recommend that you kill Baroness Frida first, which is very funny. Baroness Frida also has an ability called Drain Essence.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so fucking funny. That they just like, yeah, we're going to make you have a move called Come.
I mean, and I say this as somebody who plays the game has its hooks in me, and so it's also like a very sanitized game in a lot of ways. Like, you know, it's amazing to me that this got through. I mean, it's not a surprise because I can't imagine that the censors at Blizzard know what it is.
There was one guy who was like Rommel McDonald
was designing this,
and then all the other designers were just like, "What?"
No, they were just like maybe Nicholas isn't the name we want, and the guy was like, I feel very strongly that it's Nicholas Stavros and Baroness Frida. Like, okay, man, all right, you helped me move that one time, it's on you.
Yeah, he it's like, I personally take on full responsibility for this project. All right, the Frida needs to have an attack called Drain Essence because she's a vampire, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pointed out by noble freethinker Shogoth.
Yes,
that attack Drain Essence.
So fucking funny. So at Garlic Korg, he posted something that is reference to one of our previous episodes about Riot and how they stole some person's like likeness for one of their characters.
Yeah,
Riot, a guy with no influence in the process, may or may not have based a character on his generic e-girl GF. Blizzard, we put Come Town in World of Warcraft and made Adam a woman. Lol.
There is a character in that zone, but not part of the fight, that named Halkias, the sin-stained Goliath.
Oh my god.
So they just went
Somebody went like hog wild on this.
give that man all of Bobby Kotick's profits.
That's right.
Yes, correct.
That's all I have to say about the Cumtown reference in World of Warcraft.
There's nothing you can really say. It's just people must know Cumtown's
Yes.
WoW.
Cumtown is in World of Warcraft now.
Yeah,
It can never
World of
be
Cumcraft.
removed. World of Cumcraft. That's right.
yeah. It was either going to be a Chapo reference or a Cumtown reference that hits WoW, and I guessed the Chapo reference, but shows what I know.
So now it's
Continuing
time to move on
to the realm of horny.
Yeah, somehow we didn't deliberately pick this theme for the episode,
did.
but okay. Reese
This was my design.
has secretly snuck in references to all the Cumtown characters on our show, and we just didn't know what they were, so we let them slip by.
I just meant that I wanted to do as much horny content this episode as possible.
Excellent. Well, you got your wish, because recently BioWare is making a few changes to some of the Mass Effect cutscenes. This is an article from PC Gamer, and it basically it talks about the Mass Effect remaster that's coming out, and how apparently there were scenes in the original that just had gratuitous shots of Miranda's ass.
And it's not just that. It would be stuff like where she's like with tears, being held back. You could hear the emotion in her voice. She talks about like her father abused her, and it's just like 60% of the screen are just those massive globes just right in your face. It's very stupid.
Oh man, yeah. It's incredible to me that like that this somehow got through. But then again, when did the original Mass Effect come out?
Like 2010-ish.
Yeah.
A different age.
Yeah, it was still legal to have an ass back then.
And now BioWare is censoring asses everywhere, and the gamers, you better believe they are furious.
Oh yeah.
So let's just get straight into the salt. This is the salt mines, everyone. Welcome to the salt mines. People are mad that they can't look at the ass.
Rightfully so. Their civil liberties are being
that's
denied.
right. That's at the top of the Constitution, really.
I have to admit here, a little bit of confession time. Normally, when people do this, I'm not a big anime guy or whatever, so I just laugh at them. But there's this very small part of me who, when they saw they were taking the asses out of Mass Effect, I was just like, no, they're taking away my not my childhood, my history. Looking at that ass for dozens of hours, and I won't stand for this SJW censorship.
I can't believe they're taking the ass out of Mass Effect. Now it's just M Effect.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I did figure out a solution. I got a piece of printer paper. I printed out Miranda's ass. I'm going to tape it over my second monitor while I play, and everything's going to be fine.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. We were looking around for salt on this one. We were like, we've heard from some of our viewers, very, very helpful viewers, pointing out to us that there's been some salt regarding this. Shout out specifically to @Lucky Linkst for calling our attention to this. And I was really disappointed when we couldn't find anything from One Angry Gamer. I could have sworn that they would have said something about it.
One Angry Gamer is a shell of his former self. We couldn't find much of anything about him being angry. He just seemed to be a gamer. And that's false advertising. And we will be suing.
Yeah, we're gonna sue One Angry Gamer for all the missing content we wanted to get from him as one of our premier lolcows of the Vigot stable.
If One Angry Gamer isn't posting articles that a Twitter account with 8 followers didn't like a Steam game with 8 downloads, I'm just not interested in his content anymore.
Exactly. If he's not like blowing up like 3 pixels of a screenshot from Celeste and saying that this is a fucking problem because there's a trans flag in it, uh, and saying he can't look away, it's just not the same anymore.
I think that might have broken him a little bit. I think bullying might work.
Yeah, I mean
Damn,
that is good for the thesis of this podcast, really.
that bullying works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should do it.
Well, I mean, if anything, somehow Chuck Wendig and Bob Chipman have both blocked me, and like I've never directly interacted with them in a negative way. So I've got to believe that either
we both were pretty ape shit on Wendig. We didn't add him,
Right.
but it's very easy for those tweets to float over.
Yeah.
Are you guys making enemies?
No, never. I never never make enemies on twitter.com.
Telling lies?
I'm making enemies. Just yesterday, I tweeted Bernie Sanders was a king to someone named Donna Diva, who was really upset about his crimes against Dear Tandon. And, she got upset about it, and I felt good about that. So I'm a bad person. I'm what makes social media bad. I'm a Bernie bro.
We are Bernie bro goblins.
We love it.
I mean, I love it. That's like this whole show about. Without further ado, let's get into some of the salt. I want to read out some of these.
Let's do it.
Me Day Every Day says, never imagined PC gaming would have a double meaning. The world is turning into a sad place.
This guy is so fucking black-pilled by BioWare right now.
Yeah, he's just like, I never imagined PC gaming would have a double meaning. It's politically correct. This is what this guy is fucking saying. The world is turning into a sad place. Like Texas is just frozen over with like dozens of people being killed by freezing to death, and this guy is just like fucking. The world is a dark place. I cannot see Miranda's ass cheeks gratuitously anymore.
It's like from Dark Knight Rises, where Bane is like, I was born in the shadows. It's like that. That's just gonna happen that sort of a moment.
Yeah, he's just gonna turn into the fucking Joker and just like blow up like a government building. Just be like, you shouldn't have taken out Miranda's ass.
Whatever gets him there.
All right.
Some men just want to watch Miranda's ass.
It's not about the money. It's about being horny. All right. Who wants to read this tweet I posted in article links?
Okay. I will read this.
Very well.
So Screwball says, and suddenly I am a lot less interested. Not because of butts, but because of mentality, of changing aspect of the game that doesn't improve anything is indicative.
Amen, brother.
Really makes you think.
Just like he's doing systemic critique. He's saying this is merely a symptom of a deeper underlying issue of people who want to take asses out of video games.
The real systemic oppression.
I think Reese, you should read this one. But does anyone know what bounding into comics is? Is that like Comics Gate ass outlet or whatever?
Maybe I don't know.
Not sure.
I can't remember. I vaguely remember bounding into comics.
He has a
somewhere.
Gab account, so I think it's safe to say, yeah, he's.
Oh, okay, yeah. I like there was this mini Gamergate that happened a couple years ago called like Comics Gate, and it was, if anything, even more pathetic than Gamergate, because it's just like, who gives a shit?
Well, with Gamergate, there were actually some like bigger people who like kind of supported it, and there was like a lot of like madness just like swept over the internet for like 2 months about it. But with the Comicsgate thing, it was just like the least pleasant comics people online, like just harassing like 3 women on Twitter, and you're just like, come on, this is even worse somehow.
You make Garfield comics for a living. How can you feel the need to justify? Actually, no, that makes sense. They need to feel the need to justify their existence because what they make a product for children that they enjoy as adults, which is of course what we do, with video games. But we're self-aware about it, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's fine. Don't make us think about it.
Yeah, obviously, video games are definitely for children, especially games like Warhammer Total War, which it teaches kids about it's an educational game. It teaches them about economy, teaches them about risk management, about strategic problem solving skills. It's like Hooked on Phonics for the new generation.
Introduce your kids to fascism early.
That's right. All right, why don't you read this out for us, Reese?
So yeah, there's a tweet about the sexualized cutscenes being cut out. According to Walters, Kevin actually called out some camera cuts that were just, why was that focusing on Miranda's butt? And then there's a hilarious screenshot about it. Then what's the fucking point in buying it? Like,
I can't believe that, like, there's something wrong with these people. Like, they're literally just, there's so many people being, like, literally unplayable. And it's like, they just changed the camera. Like, what did you fucking play Mass Effect for? Like, the 40-hour story and campaign? Or just, like, the cumulative, like, 5 minutes of looking at Miranda's ass during those 40 hours?
I think you know the answer.
5 minutes is more than they need.
Oh,
that's why everyone was pissed about 3's ending, is that it didn't have Miranda's ass in it.
Just like a fucking giant, like, apocalypse scale Miranda's ass comes out of nowhere and just crushes like the alien, like, Reaper ships or whatever.
That would have been a better ending.
That would have been amazing, honestly. Can you imagine just horny out of nowhere? Just insanely horny out for no reason out of nowhere.
I'm imagining the bland video game choice you would have to make at the end about Miranda's ass. You'd just be like, on the left, keep Miranda's ass. On the right, let Miranda's ass go away. And in the middle, both. which is, if I recall, sort of the decision matrix for the end of Mass Effect 3 too.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone. Apparently, I've never played Mass Effect 3, so all I know about is secondhand accounts of how badly the ending sucked. And it's.
I think it was like just a very like safe, bland choice. I think if it was in any other video game, it would be unremarkable. But is it just I think it's a great game that fumbled right there at the end, and that sucks. But I don't know. I think it's very silly that everybody kind of went apeshit about it.
I think that it was long enough ago that people hadn't realized yet that when a game really bigs up how much your choices matter, that's not it doesn't mean what you think it means. Like, there's limitations to how much game you can write, and your choices might affect a few characters or a few events, but everyone was expecting this big, like, cumulative impact from your choices, and then at the end you just kind of make a binary choice, or trinary. There's 3 options. You walk into one of the 3 colored beams to decide how the ending goes, and everyone was like, oh, so it didn't really matter that much, everything else I did, huh?
Yeah, honestly, it kind of reminds me of like the ending scene of like Fallout 3, where it's just sort of like, you have to walk into the radioactive chamber. Oh, what?
Yeah.
No, you can't send your super mutant companion who's immune to radiation. It's like, you got to do it.
But there were dozens of games that I played that had that exact same formula, because that is kind of the best you could do with those kind of choices in games. You know, I mean, I think New Vegas is special in the way that it managed to suss that out, but there's a reason New Vegas is by far the best one. You know, it's hard to do.
I mean, also New Vegas is one game, not 3 games, which is sort of like the compounding effect of like the fractal endings. Is like you have like all the different endings for Mass Effect 1, and then you got to account for them in Mass Effect 2, and then you got to account for all of those in Mass Effect 3, which is just exponentially more work.
Yeah, it became impossible by 3, which is a big part of why so many things about it were disappointing, I think, to people, because you just can't do it. It's too much.
Yeah. And now the final straw is that they've removed Miranda's ass, so we'll be boycotting the Mass Effect games for all time. They're going on the podcast blacklist.
Yeah, unless they replace every shot of Miranda's ass with Garrus' ass, then
now we're talking.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Rex's ass.
Oh yeah. I see you're a man of culture.
I am.
Well, it depends on the choices you make in the game.
Of course.
That should be the fucking multi-choice ending for Mass Effect. Like, which ass do you want to zoom in on the whole game?
No, it's there's 3 giant asses, and you have to walk and pick each individual ass beam. Miranda's ass, Rex's ass.
There's just like a UFO-esque like tractor beam coming out of each ass, and you get sucked into one of them. Jesus Christ. Well, I think we made a better game.
BioWare, do it. Put it in the game. There's still time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And make the main villain a vampire mommy, just for extra points.
Yeah.
Of course.
I can't believe none of the villains in Mass Effect were ever a massive vampire mommy.
I can't believe that the hosts of Cumtown were never in Mass Effect.
Oh my god.
As far as you know.
Imagine a fucking Mass Effect style or BioWare style like party roster type game like Dragon Age or Mass Effect, where like on your home base you just have like fucking Stavros Halkias, Nick Mullen, and like, oh my god.
And talk about over sexualized. It'd just be like Stavros is just nude the entire time.
Yeah, just imagine like a party style game where like your companions are the fucking come down crew. Jesus Christ. That would be insane.
I will not imagine this.
I will. I would play that. Fuck.
All right, I found a couple more little Mass Effect tidbits here and Salt Mines content that I would like to draw attention to. The first one is a comment that made me laugh. Where the Bologna Sandwich says, "Anything to make less Coomers is good," which
that's right.
And I love that there are Steam curators already like upset about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, letting you know, like Cut Content Police says, censored content, camera angles changed to show less booty, mostly on Miranda. Femshep upskirt camera was altered during some sitting scenes. Game has not been released yet. It's like, oh, thanks.
Wait, where was that? That was on...
it's in Salt Mines content.
Oh, okay.
There is some guy who just lists every single
content
game.
Police.
And it's just like 90% Steam porn games that have like censor patches.
Right.
And then Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is not out yet.
Holy shit.
But the funniest thing I found, because I searched SJW Miranda, and it came up with this from Kotaku in Action. And so I would like to just read this, if it pleases the pod.
Continue.
Oh, yes.
This is not related to Mass Effect, but still. The SJW Miranda writes. This was the top result.
Holy shit.
You have the right to remain offended. Anything that is said or done will offend you. You have the right to pretend to talk to a lawyer and say you're going to sue someone out of existence. If you cannot afford a lawyer, you can start a Patreon and spend that money on whatever you like. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and/or call people racist, homophobic, transphobic instead of entering in any type of debate. 30 seconds after submission, and I'm down to vote. Smiley
Wow.
face.
This is actually
So,
amazing. I actually think these
Wow.
rights sound pretty dope.
yeah, this is. Yeah, so basically, just I'm reading these rights to myself every time I get into a fight online.
That's right.
So what I'm really hearing is that the podcast has a right to a Patreon. So people should give money to it.
Yes, we're trying
Yeah.
to afford a lawyer, but we can spend the money on whatever we like.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets a little vague there.
Yeah, I think that they're implying that like, oh, they say they're gonna get a lawyer to sue someone, but they're actually just gonna spend it on whatever they like, and it's just sort of like, yeah, that's based.
Yeah, hell yeah.
it's 100%. I mean, it's based on the fury of Zoe Quinn's Kickstarter video game, where she raised like, I don't know, $50,000-$60,000 and didn't quite have enough to complete the game. And people are like, well, what did you spend the money on? And everybody on there was like, we got paid a living wage. And
Yeah.
they're just, well,
That's
still.
stealing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, failed Kickstarter. That's the first time that's happened.
My God.
So, but
Yeah.
they have held on to it. There is another Gamergate shithead that I tune into because my brain is broken,
Mhm.
and she is always like, she considers herself a game journalist, and is part, like, half of her gaming journalism is like checking in on the silence for Zoe Quinn's Kickstarter. It's just like, I love it. I love the obsession with it. Anyways,
Some people have had their lives and brains ruined by something that happened in 2014.
Been 7 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
Unlike us, who have had our brains ruined by things much more recent.
Yeah, exactly. Like normal people.
yeah, exactly.
We're getting. I think the thing is with us is that all the old things that ruined our brains are pretty much forgotten because there's a new thing to ruin our brains every like week, basically.
Yeah, it pushes everything out.
It's sort of like, I can't even remember like what was ruining my brain in like 2017, because in the last like 2 months there's been like, the coup attempt in like Washington DC. There's been like a fucking national disaster in Texas. It's just sort of like, how am I supposed to like obsess about something 7 years ago when I can't remember like last week?
I mean, fuck, I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning, because afterwards I logged on to twitter.com and all the storage in my brain was cleared out and replaced with every stupid thing that Keir Starmer had to say today. It was great.
Oh no.
There's nothing else in there.
Yeah, I'm sure that it was a thorough cleansing of the mind.
We have another news story, which concerns the upcoming Harry Potter game. Apparently somebody looked up like the lead developer's name and found an anti-SJW YouTuber who is in fact the lead developer on the game.
I mean,
I would just like to draw attention to the last video that went up on their channel entitled Violence, Video Games, and Venezuela.
Yeah, I am not. It's 26 minutes long. I am not prepared to look at that, even though I'm sure it would just be like brainworms all the way down. Oh, here's another one from 3 years ago. The injustice of social justice.
Yeah, there's a lot. Their biggest one is all Gamergate shit. Where a game developer responds to Anita Sarkeesian, and it's just such absurd nonsense to me. I think this is the right guy to be heading up a Harry Potter game, to be honest.
Yeah.
It fits. It's so funny to me that they made this big deal. It's like, no, this will be the good Harry Potter for all of you woke people. And then
yeah, you remember that statement that like they tried to make when like the J.K. Rowling's like transphobia really hit like a high point. They were like, J.K. Rowling is not officially involved in a creative capacity of the game. It's like, yeah, but she still gets like fucking royalties for everything with the word Harry Potter in the fucking name.
I'm excited to discover this person's opinions on trans people.
Oh, I'm sure they're wonderful. Here's one of my favorites. It's okay to be a gamer. People like that just fucking sicken me. They hear people making fun of gamers and they just immediately go like, they're making fun of my innocent hobby. Not, they definitely aren't making fun of the fact that I am just a social recluse weirdo who harasses women.
The one that particularly disgusts me is In Defense of John Lasseter, who's like a big Pixar guy who got Me Too'd.
Oh no.
And I don't even know like the details of what's going on with him, but it's not like he was found not guilty. It's just this guy saw a millionaire who was like accused of being a sex pest and was like, time to make a video to defend him. I don't know him. He's going to be totally okay. He's not going to go to jail or anything. It's just like people yelled at him on Twitter for like a week. Just I find that to be a particular bugbear of mine. Like I find that the defending millionaires who are obviously have done something shitty and just like that impulse to do so is so fucking disgusting to me.
Yeah, it's just trained to be a bootlicker as like a knee-jerk response.
Here's a fun thing. In praise of cultural appropriation. It's incredible to me. This guy just like, oh, you think these things are bad? Actually, they're very good.
They're very good. Oh, and another example of that, of course, is his video, It's Okay to Be a Gamer. That's the same sort of situation there.
Just, no, wrong. Bad, Troy.
Exactly.
And the thumbnail features Mario giving a reassuring thumbs up. I just want everyone to know that.
Exactly.
I want to rub his nose in his YouTube channel and go, no, not okay to be a gamer.
Bad. Shake the no can at him. Oh, here's something directly related to what we were talking about. Pretty Polly's, the myth of the male gaze in video games. When there's literally fucking screenshots of Miranda talking about her abusive father while gazing directly at her ass.
Movie Bob, before he became a Warren supporter, had a video that was kind of the same thing, where he's like, sexism in games? Have you heard of Princess Peach? And it's like one of his first videos. It's the exact same sort of notion.
I love that this guy, I'm looking through all of his videos, and I love that this guy apparently has some sort of beef with Black Pigeon Speaks, because he's made several response videos to like Black Pigeon apparently like being very negative about atheism. So he's like, in response to Black Pigeon's atheism is vacuous.
Wow.
And then there's like the next one that's like, on point response to Black Pigeon Speaks, atheism isn't edgy or amazing. It's just like, so this is like a reactionary who's still like of like the edgy atheist wing of like the 2012 2013 era.
So instead of J.K. Rowling, we have this dipshit who doesn't even pretend to have a veneer of anything feminist or anything generous about him. At least J.K. Rowling, has given some of her money away or whatever. This guy is just a little mushroom hog. He's awful.
He's the worst thing you can be, a YouTuber.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. It shouldn't be allowed.
Exactly.
Oh, and if anyone's wondering, yes, he does have a video about The Last Jedi.
Oh, fuck.
Can you guess what he thinks of it?
He likes it?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, he loves it, totally.
Oh, okay. I actually missed that one.
It's called Saving the Last Jedi. 12 script changes to save the Last Jedi.
Oh my god. There's nothing fucking worse than like a reactionary pedantic.
Yeah.
He's just sort of like, well, you see, if you change these scenes in The Last Jedi, it would actually be good. Just like, no one gives a shit. You can't fucking change it. It's done.
The Last Jedi is the worst discourse of all time. I would rather people just be like advocating for genocide than to hear about the crimes of Rian Johnson at this point.
Yeah, I'd rather talk
so,
about that than fucking Star Wars, man. God damn.
Yeah.
It's just such baby brain shit.
There was a whole
Yeah.
period of like internet drama that the pod stayed out of because it was so miserable and like it wasn't fun. It was just abject boredom and misery, like distilled. It was like the Last of Us Part 2 discourse and then the fucking Last Jedi discourse. Somehow both of those things, I couldn't pay attention to them because it just like my eyes glazed over the second I saw it.
Yeah, like shit like that is such pure culture war that there's not even like a little nugget of something of substance to like take away from it and focus on. It's best avoided completely.
What's so funny about it too is the reason everybody hates The Last Jedi is because it, in the softest, most gentle way, like says to Star Wars fans that maybe it's good to grow a little bit. And it's not just right-wing people. There are some like, you know, avowed leftists who just got totally lost in this whole Last Jedi thing. And if you were to say to them that The Last Jedi was, you know, Star Wars kind of stupid, maybe this is a little silly in the nicest possible way, like they would go ape shit. I love it. That's what I'm trying to say. I love it when people behave like this.
Oh my god.
It's very normal, very healthy. We think it's cool.
Exactly. Here's something. We've got a Kotaku article up about it, which I just wanted to get a quote directly from him. So, quote, some of you have expressed that due to my commentary on some game industry controversies and my sympathies for the Gamergate movement, that's how you can tell he's a fucking judge. He calls it a fucking movement. It's just like not just a bunch of dipshits getting angry at something they imagined. That I might have a difficult time should I ever want to return to professional game development, Leavitt said. I'm happy to say that, even though I disclosed my YouTube channel to Warner Brothers Games, it didn't appear to be an issue for them. Not that they endorse anything that I've said, of course, but at least they seem more concerned with making good games than pushing some kind of social justice agenda. So there is hope. Warner Brothers declined to comment when contacted by Kotaku for a statement on Leavitt's view and involvement in Hogwarts Legacy.
Some of you may have been concerned about my involvement in the eating glass movement, but I'm happy to say, oh my god, fucking gross. Let's move on. I want to get in the anti-vax truck before we sign off.
Very well, very well. I was gonna take it out of the stack, but if you seem eager to talk about, let's do it.
I think the anti-vax truck is very funny.
All right, tell us about the anti-vax truck, Reese.
Hold on, these guys are getting mad about my ad blocker.
Mm-hmm.
The anti-vax truck is in Euro Truck Simulator 2. There was a tribute to vaccine truckers, and it seems like people got upset about the anti-vax trucker tribute, like anti-vaxxers, and then they had to like apologize for being political about
the
anti-vax movement, about upsetting the anti-vax fans who support their game. And I just think that it's an extremely funny abstraction of this nonsense about anti-vax. It's like literally like the most like neutral like thing that you could be in support of right now, which is vaccinating people from the death plague that is decimating the country.
Yeah.
The fucking best part about this is that they bungled their initial response to this so hard. They were like, they had a press release that says, we do not take a stand either for or against vaccines.
That's the part. I didn't want to read the whole article because I know we're short on time, but that was the key bit. And I just love it. I love it. Just the insane dipshits. You know, like, I guess if you're an insane anti-vax dipshit, you need to relax and do some trucking just like everybody else. and there's just a hilarious flare up.
I want to read their initial release in response to this, because like
Do it.
apparently they're a Czech developer, and apparently the Czech Republic has quite their own anti-vax movement of their own. So apparently people were getting mad at them for being like, vaccines are evil, you're evil. And then this is their first response that they absolutely bungled. The statement reads as follows, quote, "We do not take a stand neither for or against vaccines. We just want to express our appreciation and support for every real truck driver out there who have been facing a very challenging time since the pandemic situation began."
I love it. It's just like, listen, it's not political. Killing babies, not killing babies. All that matters is the truckers.
Yeah, you know, vaccines, schmaxines. We're here for truckers, baby.
Hell yeah. This is the next level above grill pilled, right?
Yeah, truck built. Oh man,
I just want a truck.
Elon Musk is coming to take away the truckers' jobs, though. Gonna automate all those trucks. People are gonna think that they're playing Truck Simulator, but it's actually just cooked into the 5G network controlling the truck that they're driving.
God damn it.
It's gonna be like the fucking Matrix, but lame.
Yeah.
Man, another thing I do that demonstrates I'm a broken person is that I use TikTok a lot, and the absolute best like TikTok subgenre are truck talks, of just truckers who are, you know, so many of them are just like the open road.
Oh my God.
some song. But the best part about it is way more than anything else is just some sort of like trucker argument that has broken out over God knows what. And it's always some guy in the truck just being like, "Don't make me get out of my truck, buddy." and I love it. I love trucker culture in general. It's very wholesome in a way, and also very funny.
That's why we on the pod, we stand neither for or against vaccines, but we definitely stand for truckers.
Absolutely, 100%.
Vegetato stands with the truckers. If you're listening to this on a long haul, just give us a single toot for how bad video games are.
Hell yeah.
That's right. We're with you on all your journeys.
All right. So we're getting up to time. I've got one little bit that I think is a cherry on top of our conversation. You guys ready to close out?
I just wanted to quickly say that to me, it's really telling of how big the anti-vax movement must be in the Czech Republic for them to even think this merits a response. So chalk that up to another country that's doing really well since the collapse of the USSR. Good job.
I think the United States should be included as like a post-Soviet state, just how incredibly shit it's been ever since. It's like, well, we can stop trying now. You know?
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah.
It's just really let itself go.
Awesome.
All right. So this comes to us from Patrick Klepek. Well, this is one way to trick people into thinking your game has positive reviews on Steam. And it's a screenshot of a game called Emoji Evolution. And it features recent reviews, and all reviews is the recent reviews are mixed, and the developer is very positive, with the publisher being very positive. And I think that's just wonderful.
Unfortunately, they got banned. So thanks, Patrick Klepek, for
RIP to very positive.
Taking dinner out of these game devs' mouths. All
right, so I think that is everything for today. We've covered Vampire Mommies. We've covered Mass Effect's asses. We've covered Come Town in World of Warcraft. We've covered why Harry Potter is a sin. And
anti-vax truckers. So it's the full spectrum of horny.
Exactly.
Every fetish is represented tonight.
Hell yes. So let's go ahead and wrap things up. All right, Reese, tell us where people can find you on the internet and find all your good stuff.
You can find me at Twitter at Your Very Good Bud, and that is a nexus for all of the little treats and bits I give to my followers.
The Treat Nexus. Go check it out.
Wow.
All right, Kay, where can people find you and your lovely ferret Skittles on the internet?
Absolutely. You can find us on Twitter at K and Skittles. I don't really give any treats, mostly scorn and derision. And then on YouTube, we have nice little videos at K and Skittles. You can watch.
I recommend everyone check out Kay's latest video about why the Biden administration is wrong about police training. It's very good. All of Kay's videos are good. I also recommend all the ones about Korra, the Avatar Legend of Korra, which is a dog shit show that I watch every season of and hate.
Yeah.
And you should also check out pictures of Skittles, who is really cute.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. So you can find me at 8Alton8 on Twitter. You can find me at Alton Plays on YouTube. You can find our main podcast account at VGotToto on Twitter. Patreon.com/VGotToto. Video games are the worst at pinecast.co for our website where you can find links to everything. And I think that's it.
That's it.
All right. So until next time.
Until next
I'll
time.
see you in the Vampire Mommy Castle.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Bye.